a new series where we play through a game, and while we go we review it and other titles in the series of that game, if there are any. We're going to be doing Ratchet and Clank today because honestly I just felt like it. And we are going to be doing so on the hard difficulty.
Sounds good to me.
We're just testing volume again.
Yeah, I can hardly hear myself.
Okay.
I guess I'll just have to deal with it.
Yep. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care about like New Game Plus with all the weapons at max.
Open up on 7.
I think I'm just gonna try to deal with the echo. Simply because it's better with the audio.
Yeah.
Move it out, Shiv. Oh yeah. Hero, huh?
I'm gonna try and stay as quiet as possible for cutscenes.
Right.
You think you can break me, Copper? Yeah, I've been in the darkest pits of the universe. Places that would make your bolts rattle. The eternity pits of Sword Doom. The iron holding no balance. Nah.
Greetings, new fish. I'm...
Captain Quark. I don't believe it. You're here. I used to dream of being arrested by you.
Now get out of here. I was talking to you, Zed.
Yes, Captain.
So, new fish, I take it you followed my many, many adventures?
Of course I have. You're the most famous superhero in the galaxy.
He ain't famous anymore.
Words hurt, Solitary Bill.
I'm a huge fan. I even pre-ordered the new Ratchet and Clank holo game.
The what?
You know, the game based on that incident with you and that Lombax.
Oh, you must mean the holo film. Yeah, it's pretty good, if you like all CG.
No, I mean the game. It's based on the holo film. Look, here's my confirmation email. I'm having it mag shipped to prison.
They're making a game based on a holo film based on my life? But they haven't even consulted me. Oh, this is my fault. I've been away from my adoring public in this forsaken place too long. And now, no one will ever hear my side.
I'd like to hear your side, Captain.
You would? Well, then sit down, wary criminal, and I'll tell you a story. It all started with a hapless Lombax named Ratchet.
Where do you think you're going?
Every parent
Hey,
ever.
Grim, you're here.
Wow.
I thought you'd be down at the bazaar shopping for gravity coils.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm here. I'm always here. I don't suppose you sneaking out would have anything to do with those Galactic Ranger tryouts?
I just need 1 hour. Come on, Grim. These are the Galactic Rangers we're talking about. Captain Quark will be there.
No leaving the garage until you help fix Mr. Micron's ship. Now get on that bolt crank.
And already we kind of see my first problem with the game.
Does that ship...
With the
Come on, give it a spin.
with the cutscenes, characters don't really move around
Let's
much.
see if these new Versa bulbs work.
It doesn't feel as
Look up. Do you see something flashing?
what's it called?
Yep. Left side
Organa.
looks good.
Yeah.
Miracle. On
Even
to
the
afterburner
original Ratchet and
lights.
Clank
Look
had
down.
movement.
Lower left afterburner light checks out.
Right.
This thing might just be space-worthy after all.
Lower right afterburner works. So, are we good?
Yep,
Oh, I
we're
think
good.
someone
The
else is
news
watching.
says the tryouts are being held at the fairgrounds. Show them what
Hello.
you got, kid.
And so Ratchet began his adventure, hoping to become a galactic ranger.
Rise and shine, Kizzle Plateau. It's 8 a.m. and it's gonna be
Ratchet bashed his enemies.
I do like the artwork.
Red.
I've always loved the artwork of Ratchet and Clank games.
In order to best his foes, Ratchet used the warrior's time-honored
One of the
tradition
things I like the
jumping.
most is the fact of how creative they got with the
Ratchet knew he
enemies
faced mortal
and the
peril. Should he find
the,
himself on the verge of death,
biomes and
he
everything.
need to find
Yeah.
nanotech to heal.
Oh, I used that stuff after a bank robbery once. It healed like
Well,
3 out
most
5
of them
gunshot
were
wounds.
taken from the original game and just, spruced
Lundberg
up.
displayed a flagrant disregard for public property. Look at him smashing crates. The hubris.
Maybe he was just saving up vaults so he could buy a new weapon to protect the galaxy with.
There's one thing, I'll say one thing. There's multiple things wrong with this game, but there's a thing in particular that's bothering me that just came to me. And that's the fact that, like, there's hardly any quiet moments in the game. There's always dialogue.
Yeah, that is definitely an issue.
Yeah, like, it's hard to stream or film or anything like that on it.
Show us how quick you can be on your feet by jumping over
Good
these
work.
obstacles.
Simply
Now keep
because-
moving to the next part of the course. A good ranger is always mindful of their
Come on,
surroundings.
shut up,
Hop
hang up.
across these moving platforms.
Simply because it's hard to commentate over dialogue,
You could
because
be the recruit we've
people
been
get
looking
angry
for.
about
Keep moving to the
you talking
next
over
part
the
of
dialogue,
course.
but also people get angry for you not commentating at all.
So, here's another issue. We've been bashing crates longer than the tutorial has taught us how to. Why does it feel the need to teach us to bash crates?
Right.
And the entire tutorial is like this. Near the end, it tells you how to shoot enemies, but you're already fighting enemies and shooting your guns before then.
Right.
awesome. Next step, blow stuff up.
The Solana galaxy is a perilous place, as evidenced by the large amounts of ammunition left sitting
And like,
around.
don't get me wrong, dialogue is a good thing to have. However,
But there is a thing is too much.
exactly.
Sometimes the best thing for a game is for it to keep quiet.
Yeah.
Run up and insist on taking hands by fighting fights like
Whoa, a holo card. Sweet.
In order to spice things up, we've armed these dummies with Gadgetron flamethrowers. Our lawyers are totally cool with this.
Good job, recruits. You may just be the next Galactic Ranger. Head to the final challenge.
Come on, Ratchet. You can do this.
It's time for the final challenge. Survive a brutal
Also, and
onslaught
this
of
is just a
enemies,
small
and you
thing,
just might be our next
in
Galactic
the original
Ranger.
game there were some characters, Quirk in particular I believe, that had these like hover chairs and would fly around you in certain areas. I don't particularly, like this would have been a really small detail, but it would have helped greatly if this training area, this tryout, wasn't filled with lethal robots while also not having anyone watching in case someone was severely hurt.
Impressive.
Right.
Like those little things like that,
Galactic Ranger.
it's just an issue.
Yeah.
Like it kind of makes sense for there not to be safety precautions in the Gadgetron weapon testing area when they're all shut down because of invasion. But like,
That wasn't so bad.
One thing, or I keep saying one thing. I don't actually mean one thing. I just say that because, you know,
yeah, or the heart.
it's, yeah. Another thing that I would like to see, that we will hopefully see in the new Ratchet and Clank for the PS5, would be a new variety of weapons. Because
This game had almost exclusively weapons from older games.
exactly. What happened?
I had to skip that cutscene because
Oh, right.
it's blocked.
Right.
The helpless defect knew that his best chance for survival lay
Okay,
with the
but,
facility's
anyways,
ventilation
yeah.
system. If he could just run to the vent, he might just make it out of there alive.
Anyhow, what I was saying is, don't get me wrong, this game has a huge variety of weapons. Like, it's got a lot of weapons to use. However, as you said, they are weapons from the older games.
And some of them are great. Like I'll always have a place in my heart for the whatever the reskin version of the sniper rifle is in whatever game you're playing.
Right.
But not all of them need to be brought over that were.
Exactly.
Like the Pyrocopter, for example. It has been renamed and reskinned, I believe, but it's been in 4 games now.
Right. That's something that I hate to say it, but like that's something that game developers have been doing all too much here lately, and that's just reskinning and renaming things for their newer games, especially if it's like a sequel or something like that. Instead of taking the time to create new weapons and stuff, and even like characters, they'll just use old models and stuff and reskin and rename them.
Yeah. And I'm happy with a couple of the guns getting reused. Like, I love the, I love the pixelizer, and I hope it returns in the next game.
Right. Yeah, that was, that's definitely one of my favorites as well.
I know if you pre-ordered the game, you got a special gun that you can't buy otherwise, called the Bouncer, and that's a returning gun that I like. Have you seen the Bouncer before?
I'm not sure. It's been so long since I played a Ratchet and Clank game.
It's, essentially what it does is it shoots out this, like, mine-looking bomb, and then it detonates into smaller mines.
Okay, yeah, I have definitely seen it. Yeah, that's one that I'd like to see for sure. But back on the topic of like the developers basically being lazy.
Yeah.
Not showing enough heart in the games anymore.
Do you want to talk about cut content next? Is that where you're going with this?
Well, I'm not really going in any specific order. Really just what comes to my head at the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's great to see stuff like new games and everything, because like every time you hear of a new game coming out, you get excited, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a new game. However, you also deep down inside know that it's not going to be as good as it could be, simply because, you know, game developers aren't as committed as they used to be.
Yeah.
It's more for just the product itself, like just to get it out there on the shelves, you know?
Yeah, I miss the days where games used to be passion projects from the developers instead of a way to make money.
Yeah. And that's one thing that really sucks, is the fact that like game companies that we grew up with when they were just getting big have now got so big that they just create games not for...
Hold on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyways, they create games not for passion or just because they want to, you know, but because they need the profit.
Million thoughts race through Ratchet's head.
Yeah.
This diminutive warbot. Would it be the key to the adventure he craved? Did we leave the proto engine on in the garage? The answer to all these questions was yes.
All right, hang on. I'll get us
A
back
bit
to
of
the
an
garage.
issue with this game's story, and this is a bit of a spoiler if you're not familiar with this game's story. Quark's telling his side of the story, as he said in the beginning, but he's not giving any misinformation or explaining how his views were wrong on how things happened.
Nice.
Right.
Like, no one remembers things quite accurately, and he'd be painting himself more of a hero if this was the case. He wouldn't be admitting to his mistakes, for example.
Yeah. Oh, and I just want to mention early on that we're sorry for the echo. It's just that we're broke bitches
Yeah.
and can't afford good equipment.
Yeah. Also on that note, if you hear the rat clawing at the floor in the background, I'm sorry. We might have a guest appearance from them.
Not
He must have tracked my position to
not
so
intentional.
he could get it back.
Of course.
However, it may happen.
I want you to lock the garage doors and then head down into the shelter. I'll be there as soon as I
I
can.
don't know, they might have left.
If we're lucky.
Ratchet was in a bad way.
But you know, it was pretty funny.
It really
That's
was.
all of them.
Another thing that I would like to see in the new Ratchet game, I just said Ratchet, in the new Ratchet and Clank game, is,
Oh, by the way, this boss fight is completely reused from Ratchet and Clank 3 Up Your Arsenal. This mini boss fight
no,
with this
this I
ship.
definitely remember.
Also known as the dropship of
Anyhow, what I was saying is, I would definitely like to see a bigger variety of enemies.
Yeah. I'd also like to see a little bit of variety in the boss fights instead of strafe
definitely.
around and shoot.
Yeah, and I'd like for the boss fights to, like, you know, match the difficulty with, like, the length that you're in through the game. You know, like, how this one, all the boss fights were, like, just different difficulties, like, this is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen gameplay of this game yet. But for the boss fight with the giant frog-looking thing, I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah. So, was that the Blargy and Snagglebeast?
Yeah, I believe so. That's one of the hardest boss fights in this game. And, like, that's
Unless you have the
like,
Groovatron.
well, yeah, but, like, even then, it's still hard enough, you know?
Yeah.
And then the end boss fight is just, like, we could probably do it with our eyes closed. It's honestly so simple.
Yeah, and like, another issue is that the difficulty doesn't really increase on the boss fights. Otherwise, like,
No.
I could legitimately fight Quark right now.
Yeah. And, like, it probably still has the same outcome.
Yeah.
Not because, like, we're extremely good or anything like that, just because, like you said, the difficulty doesn't really change all that much.
Which, I mean, isn't really a problem.
Yeah, it's just more of like a, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's something that we would like to see, however, it's not a need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I might need to die because there isn't any ammo crates, and I can't fight the ship otherwise.
So that's a problem. I'm gonna say there's some ammo. I mean, 10 bullets. Oh wait, I just said 10. Wait, it said you've got 40 bullets in the clip.
No, it says that the maximum capacity is 40.
Oh, that's what it means. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused.
It would have been fine if I had ammo. In fact, I might just jump off the map and respawn for ammo. A couple times. That's fine.
The Blarg are all over Grimm's garage. Grimm, are you okay? Just hold tight, Grimm. I got this.
And I feel this game shouldn't have had a tutorial.
I agree. Like, the buttons are so simple that, like, you can figure them out literally just by going to the tutorial.
Yeah. I don't mind a couple things being explained, but it didn't, like, the controls and how things work really didn't.
Right.
I mean, I don't need to be taught how to look around.
Right.
This place is a mess. Disassembled weapons and engine parts everywhere. Didn't you tell me you were going to clean it up last week?
Yeah, sorry about that. Got held up on a project.
A beginner's guide to quantum burst engines.
Just throw that anywhere. I have it bookmarked.
What's this? Fun with singularities and other cataclysmic events.
That's really more for educational purposes.
It is always good
Also,
Really, I
if we just randomly go quiet for no reason, it's not so much the fact that we're waiting for the dialogue to get finished, just the fact that words are hard.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to think of things to say, and we don't do scripts.
Yeah, it's hard for us to focus and talk at the same time.
I should really do my Hollow Card stuff. Just because you get bonuses from them.
Right.
Okay.
Clear. Can you open up?
Ratchet, what in Sony's name just exploded?
Sorry about that, Grim.
So,
listen, get my tools
I'm
ready.
going to be playing this, like I'm going to be bringing the game over so that you can play it on your PS3. But I'm going to be bringing over the Future series at some point.
Lived here since I was a kid.
Because it looks like the new game is going to be going off of that story instead of the one based on this game.
Right.
Which is kind of another thing I have an issue with. I mean, which is kind of another thing I have issue with because, why introduce a new story of the original game if you're not going to build more off of that?
Right. I completely agree with that.
It's damaged, but I fixed worse. Come on, maybe there's someone in town who can help us. Wait a second, is that raritanium? Maybe we should upgrade our weapons first.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it introduces you to raritanium after you get raritanium.
And I'd just like to point out that that name is extremely creative. Raritanium.
Well, that's been there since the original game, so I can't really fault them for that.
Right.
Alright, just complete the transaction. Hey, you surrounded a mystery cluster. That's all
Okay, I'm not actually going to buy either of these guns because I don't use them.
Right.
We'll have plenty of bolts later anyway. I don't need to go this way. Start with this one.
Look out!
So, oh, that's another thing I want to mention about this game. This game runs at 720p even when you're not streaming at 30 FPS.
Right.
Normally I wouldn't have an issue with that, except they try to correct how the game looks with motion blur, which makes it kind of hard to see things when you're turning the camera like this.
Yeah.
And another thing is the original game ran on 60 FPS.
Right.
On the PS2.
Yeah, and I don't understand, like, how are they gonna have a newer version on a updated software that runs worse than the original? Like, I just don't understand how that happens.
While the graphics are good, don't get me wrong, they're not PS4 Pro quality.
Exactly.
Like if they were PS4 Pro quality, I'd understand.
Yeah. And like, I've seen PlayStation 2 games that are basically the same graphics level as this. I mean, it's a little bit worse because, you know, you couldn't really get up to this graphic standard back then, but it's close enough to where, like, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference if you didn't really know what it looked like.
Yeah. And I'm not too happy with the soundtrack of this game in particular. Usually the soundtracks for Ratchet and Clank games are amazing. The one for this game is okay. It's better than the Secret Agent Clank soundtrack, I guess.
Right.
But for a main title game, it's not very good considering they also didn't bring forward the ones from the original games, even in the levels that they copied over.
Yeah.
And those ones were amazing, and I'm sure people would have bought just the soundtrack itself if they had.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there. I'm glad you're here. I've been...
Watch how emotionless he
Have
is.
we met before? Because I'm getting a touch of the old deja vu.
I don't think so.
Huh.
Yeah.
I guess the old think tank could use a good plumbing. Anywho, I've been trying to get a distress call to the Galactic Rangers ever since Drax forces showed up.
This entire region is overrun.
I also don't like how little banter there is between Ratchet and Clank.
Right.
They don't really feel like friends, they feel like unwilling acquaintances.
We were on our way to speak with him when our ship was shot down.
I'm fine with. In the very first games, they were actually basically enemies for 90% of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there. I'm Alonzo Drek,
But-
chairman of Drek Industries. Many of you
I'll
may
get
be
to you in a moment,
wondering,
Drek.
why are 300 heavily armed warbots marching ominously towards a Class G dread ship? The answer is simple, friends. Progress. Years ago, we were driven underground by pollution that may or may not, but most definitely was, caused by my father's company. Since then, we've shifted focus from robotics to planet building. Now that our project is nearing completion, we must do everything possible to stay on schedule. In this case, it means our friendly army of warbots must vanquish those who would seek to stop us. Good news? They don't know we're coming! So sit back, relax, and take comfort in the knowledge that Drek Industries is working for you!
Drek Industries is not working for you.
Fair enough.
I see you're having a little transportation trouble. Why don't I meet you by your ship? We'll get you squared away and ready to fly.
Did that guy just slide down a sewer pipe? Well, it does look like the fastest way down. Let's give it a shot.
Something that I don't like about the cutscenes, not the fact that they're too long or anything like that. Like, it's a cutscene. It's not supposed to be extremely short.
Yeah.
Just the fact that some of them you can play on stream and some of them you can't. And
I understand because they stole clips from the movie, and sometimes they don't make sense in the context of what's happening.
Yeah. But like, the thing is, if they're going to do something like that, they should make sure that it's not going to get anyone copyright if they wanted to stream it.
Yeah, and I'd also like it to be like, if they are going to make the cinematic copyright, that they do it to all of them, because as much as I dislike copyrighted cutscenes, it really hurts the quality to have some of them there and some of them not.
Right, I completely agree. And not only does it hurt the quality, but it also hurts my soul.
Me too, buddy. Me too. I'll probably run back and buy ammo in a moment.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. Yeah, you got 9. Well, you're slowly going through the bullets. You have 1 shot left.
Hey, that's a Cora Verilic statue. She's the youngest recruit ever to be selected for the Galactic Rangers.
And another issue. The Galactic Rangers. I'm not against them as a concept, but when they show up, they're only there to kind of steal Ratchet's thunder as the kind of hero, the icon that they're going for.
Right.
And their only actual purpose in the game, like the only thing they do, is fill in the gaps of places where they cut content instead of actually having their own roles in the story.
A lot of bad guys.
Yeah.
Ooh, darn blood. Shame on him invading a helpless, peaceful
I know it sounds like I'm ragging on this game a lot, but that's just because I love this series and it hurts me to keep
Yeah, and
it.
I was actually just about to mention that. We're not just, you know, putting this game down or anything like that because we're hating on it. Anything. We grew up playing this stuff. Like, these were our childhood games.
Yeah, if I can kind of fly Cooper games with PS4, that's coming up next.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we love these games so much, and that's why we're having such an issue with it. Not because we don't like the games, but because we do.
Yeah, we need to be harsh so that, you know, those who see it know that this isn't okay to do to games that we make people love. Also, fuck you, Airship.
Fair enough.
So I picked up the phone to make sure I could dial something. Then I had a pleasant call from a neighboring dock. Everything worked on.
Another thing, I put this on hard difficulty, and I've died because I've run out of ammo. That is literally all.
Yeah. And like, you probably honestly wouldn't have died either if you didn't basically choose to die.
Yeah.
You literally just stood still and let them kill you, basically. I mean, like, you just ran in a straight line.
Yeah. I could have strafed forever.
Yeah.
Mayor Buckwash will not last long without our help.
Just gonna go outside for a minute. Alright, well, I'll commentate on that for a moment then. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but you might want to put the mic down so I can't hear you. No. After that, though. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Just a little bit of, you know, trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Even here where there's just like bullet hell, I'm perfectly fine strafing around it. That's kind of my issue with this game. I would have liked faster projectile and fire rates on the enemies rather than just, you know, a little bit more health and a little bit more damage.
I would just like to point out for the stream's sake that your mic volume is a little low. You might want to up that a little bit.
I can't.
Okay, well then you might want to
get a new headset. Yeah, I know.
No, I was gonna say you might want to try to turn the game volume down a little bit, like the master volume.
Okay.
Just because your microphone volume is quite low. Like I'm having trouble hearing your voice over the game.
Yeah. Does this sound better?
It does, yes.
Alright. I'm just gonna skip this. Try and keep it stable. Just gonna skip cutscenes from here on out. Just try and keep things consistent.
Right. Just that way we don't have some cutscenes playing and others don't. Because, you know, copyright is fine.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that actually hurts me a lot about YouTube now. Is the fact that, you can get copyright for basically anything now.
Yeah.
Like, and you also, COPA.
In my opinion, personal opinion here, if you do anything involving playing a video game, it should fall under fair use.
Right, I completely agree. Like, you paid money to play the video game. That should mean that you paid for, you know, everything that comes with the video game.
And that includes unskippable music.
Exactly. You shouldn't have to, like, mute that part of your stream, or that... You shouldn't have to mute the music in the game simply because of copyright.
Yeah.
And, the fact that YouTube as a what's the word I'm looking for here? YouTube
company?
as a, well, yeah, I guess you could say that. YouTube as a company, as a whole, you know, it's changed so much over the years. Like, I remember like 9-10 years ago, you could put anything on YouTube, and I mean anything.
You remember back before they allowed subscribing and notifications and all that?
I do, yes. That was back like when it first came out.
Yeah, that makes me feel old.
To think that we were alive before YouTube was. But yeah, no. People say that YouTube has come far than. They say that YouTube has come far as like a platform, you know. Which, don't get me wrong, it has. There's way more options and stuff to do, or to watch certain kinds of videos. There's way more content creators and everything. However, the creators on the platform itself have trouble creating content because of all the regulations and restrictions and such.
And another thing, the content just isn't as high of a quality. It seems like people don't care as much anymore.
Well, see, and that's the thing, though. It's not so much as the fact that they don't care as much as it is the fact that they really can't say or put out everything that they would like to simply because of all the regulations and restrictions.
Yeah. I mean, I can do pretty much anything I want that's legal on my streams just because I'm not going to be monetized either way.
Exactly.
But
like,
for a bigger YouTuber, that's much more difficult.
Exactly. And the thing is, though, that didn't used to be a problem.
Yeah.
Like, no one had to worry about that. Like, cursing or anything like that, that was never a problem. Like, you could still get monetized and everything even though you curse in your video or your streams. It was never a problem. However, now it's just like you can't do or say anything in your content or you'll just get demonetized.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if we were monetized right now, the stream would probably get demonetized just because of us talking about it being demonetized.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about COPPA for a moment?
Let's go for it.
Who decides what's child content and what isn't?
Robots.
Like, my thing is, you could argue that this both is and isn't child content, because I'm playing what's essentially a kid's game, but I'm also swearing.
Right. Like, and another thing is, they give you the option to mark it as like age restricted and everything. But like, it doesn't matter if you have it marked down for age restrictions and all that. Even though you do have it marked down for age restrictions and all that, it still can get you demonetized for cursing and all the other things.
It can also catch you a lawsuit.
Exactly. And like, that's something that I never understood. Like, why would they give you an option to mark your content as age restricted, but yet still, you know, be all over your back basically about your content?
Like, I'm just gonna say this now, all of my videos are going to be marked as not for kids because I'm going to be swearing in just about all of them.
Yeah, that's my content for sure. Not because, you know, I like swearing or anything like that, just because, you know, it's a habit that is very hard to break.
That, and, you know,
you shouldn't have to change the way you are to do something that you love.
Yeah. And another thing, if I'm, you know, talking to people, whether they're here or not, like, I'm talking to the people on my stream right now.
Right.
If I'm talking to people, I want to be more like myself than have to act kind of artificially for the sake of things like that.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to change your opinions. Or, well, I don't really mean change. I mean, like, shouldn't have to, I don't know, I guess you could say you shouldn't have to edit your opinions. I say edit because, like, you don't really change it, you just can't really give your real opinion on certain things.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of annoying.
Or else the entire internet will crucify you for them.
Yeah. And like, it just shouldn't be that way.
I also don't like the constant jokes in this game. Like, I like jokes, don't get me wrong. But when an area should be completely serious, it still makes jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you.
Oh great, we're out of ammo and everything.
That's good. Also, I'm not sure if it was mentioned earlier in the stream, but if you guys hear a female voice in the background, that's my girlfriend.
Oh, and it's autographed to Ratchet and Clank, the chillest dude.
Alright, I'm skipping cutscenes.
Yeah.
We should search the area for
Like,
Steve's agent.
he's complaining that he can't really deal with the sand sharks, and it's kind of a serious issue because he needs to get his ship and things.
Right.
But then he's making jokes about, like, food while you're doing that.
Yeah. Like, I understand making jokes for the sake of content. However, like you said, when it's something that's supposed to be serious, you shouldn't be making jokes in the middle of it.
Yeah, time and place.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably do this planet and then next before shutting off the stream, and we'll decide if we're doing another one tonight then.
Sounds good to me.
Just because I also don't want these running too long for rewatchability later.
Right.
Attention, future consumer. We thank you for your interest in the Skate Mark Sports Shack. However, your refusal to leave has forced us to activate the Constructo bots.
So, this is actually completely unrelated to this game.
Mm-hmm.
However, I would just like to mention that, if you wanted to, we could do a stream playing Minecraft. Like, not a review or anything like that. Just playing in general, you know? Simply because, like, we haven't done that in years.
We could. I don't know. I'll think about it.
Okay.
For me, Minecraft is like a once-in-a-month gameplay thing.
Right. Well, see, I haven't played that game in forever.
It's just the kind of game that you kind of got to be in the mood to play for me.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's just
yeah.
fun, you know.
We might. I'll think about it.
Oh, speaking of which, me and Alex were doing a stream on Minecraft not too long ago. I'll say not too long ago. It was like a month or so ago on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a part of the stream where we lagged and we actually saw Steve, like the character Steve. However, neither of us were wearing Steve. Like, we were both wearing custom created characters. And yeah, well, see, the thing is, we were both in the desert, and when we lagged, I seen something and I thought it looked like a character, and I wasn't sure, so I told Alex, and when I told him, he thought I was just messing around with him, you know, 'cause it's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you lag, then you just think you see a character that's Steve. However, I went back on my stream and looked, and there was definitely a Steve character there.
Strange.
And no, it wasn't like Herobrine, you know, with wide eyes or anything. It was just a regular Steve character.
So, issue with this area, and this is actually in the original game and a slight issue I had.
Okay.
These are construction robots. Why are they carrying heavy weaponry?
Right, yeah, I agree with that. I could understand the flamethrower guys because, you know, welding, but like, the other ones, I don't really understand.
I believe we are clear.
Attention, future consumer. The finest selection of hoverboards, grab bikes, and gyrocycles will not be in stock until next fall. The only thing waiting for you here is death.
But this level is one of the better ones, despite how small it is.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably the smallest level in the game, excluding Belden. But it's one of the few where there isn't constant dialogue.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, there is still a lot. However, it's not as much as the rest of the game.
Whoops.
That's fair. So, about how long you want to make the stream?
Like I said, I was going to do one planet after this one, and then we'll stop it.
Okay, so about 2 hours?
Something like that. Wait, has it really been that long?
Let's see. It's been 46 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be about an hour and 15, hour and 20.
Yeah. We won't talk about that voice crack.
Well, I was in the middle of burping, so.
Oh, well.
I might actually die.
That's not good.
What? Okay. Yeah. I kind of threw off my train of thought.
Yeah, same. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Me neither.
Huh?
How long ago
Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about how long we were streaming for.
Yeah, I'll do Kerwan after this, and then we'll see where we're at then.
Sounds good to me.
Realistically, if I was trying to go through the game as fast as possible, I would have done Kerwan first.
Right.
Just so I could get the helipack.
You must be the two heroes who saved my clients, huh?
All that say, don't forget to skip.
Yeah.
We really it's that time again. Wow, we just saved a celebrity. I want to check out that hoverboard competition.
That's one of the funnest things in the game is the hoverboard competition. Like the hoverboard races.
Yeah, until you hear how much the announcer talks.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm tempted to do Blackwater City instead of Kerwan just so I could show off how much that announcer talks.
Right.
On the stream.
Where to next?
I believe Planet Rilgar would be a good choice.
Yeah, I'll do Rilgar, I guess. I might die because I haven't leveled up enough because tanks, but that's fine.
Right.
Which that's about the only thing that killing enemies gets for you is just HP and bolts.
Yeah.
Which, that's okay. I would have preferred a couple more drops, but bolts, Raritanium, the occasional card, and max HP is okay, I guess.
Yeah. I kind of wish there was more things that you could buy other than weapons and ammo.
Well, that's with most of them, but usually they're more diverse in the guns and things.
Right. Like, and another thing, you can upgrade your weapons and everything, but like, you get so many more bolts than you need, you know?
Yeah. Another issue with this game is most of the games before this had their weapons balanced to the point where you could use mostly anything and you'd be fine throughout the game.
Yeah.
But with this one, it's almost as if they didn't play test any of the weapons.
Right.
Because some things are vastly stronger than others. It's almost impossible to use the proton drum, but if you use the pixelizer or the Groovatron, you just sort of walk through everything in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
A couple weapons, like the Rhino's meant to be super powerful like that, but a couple weapons in the other games were strong like that, but only because they were so difficult to get.
Definitely.
Like, in A Crack in Time, there was a weapon called the Spiral of Doom, where it was kind of like this shotgun that shot out blades along the ground. And they would go out for a long distance and then come back, and you could hurt enemies with both ways it was going.
Yeah.
It was extremely powerful because not only could it shoot and hit enemies twice, but it also did about the same damage that the Negotiator does in this game.
Really?
Yeah. Per hit.
And you said that was in which one?
Ratchet and Clank Future, A Crack in Time.
Okay.
This game does actually have a couple weapons from there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever played that one or not.
I've showed it to you a couple times, but you didn't actually play it. It was the one with the charge boots that actually let you control which direction you're going with.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, no, I never actually played it.
Yeah, no, you just watched me play it a little bit. Yeah. The smash move is great.
One thing that we could do if you wanted to eventually is we could do trophy hunts.
We could. I mean, there's a lot of games I haven't done that I could, but it'd be better. We'd be better off doing that on your account simply because yeah, I have already trophy hunted most of the games that I want to trophy hunt.
Right.
Or, you know, I'm starting in the middle of it. Otherwise. Like I've already platinumed this game.
Right.
It's not like I could trophy hunt it.
Yeah. I believe I've almost 100%ed it on Haley's account.
Yeah.
if not completely 100% of it. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played this game on my account or
And hey, that would fix your atrocious level and your atrocious trophy level in PS4. They did that.
Yeah. That would, you know, you ain't gonna make fun of me though. But yeah, no. That is definitely one thing that I have a problem with. Mainly because, like, I'll play a game, I'll start playing it, and then if I beat it, I just kind of stop playing it. I never, like, I tell myself that I'm going to return to get the trophies, but then I just never end up doing it. Like for Infamous Second Son.
Yeah.
I beat that game on my account like a long time ago. Like, when I say a long time ago, I mean like back when I first created my very first account.
Yeah.
And I never returned to it. However, I did recently beat it on Haley's account, and I have got quite a few trophies for it on her account.
There's a couple games that I intended to trophy hunt and then didn't because one trophy was so obnoxious. Like, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 has a trophy called All the Bad Guys Wear the Coolest Clothing. To get it, you need to get half of all the equipment that's possible in the game. You can buy about 45% of it. No, not that much. You can buy about 25% of it.
25% of what again?
The different types of clothing in the game.
Oh, right.
And you need 50% to get the trophy. Now the issue with that is that the only other way to get clothing is through playing what are called parallel quests, which are essentially side quests that you do, which actually make up more of the game than the actual main quests.
Right.
Skyrim did that too, but we won't talk about that. In any case, it's impossible, really, to get the clothing achievement in that game. Just flat out. So I didn't bother. I'm still at like 95% of the trophies in that game. And I could get it, I just don't really want to do that. Because I play that game, that's not what I want to be doing.
Well, one game that is extremely difficult to get platinum on is Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.
It wouldn't be if it wasn't for that one mission.
Exactly, that's the only reason why it's so difficult.
I've S-ranked every single other mission, but that one. It's the one where you're playing as young Kakashi and young Obito.
Yeah.
You need to not get hit, you need to do a bunch of different other things, and then, even then, you still might not get S-ranked.
Yeah.
You also need to perfect all the quick time events.
Yeah, and we sat there and tried to do that for like 2 hours, and not once did we S-rank it.
Yeah. Everything else is easy, even the hardcore survival mode where you need to do it, where you need to fight like 20 different people with the same health bar. And like if you choose certain people like Shisui, you're just gonna fly through it. Or Minato.
Yeah.
Which that's another thing we could do. We could play Naruto together and just play against one another.
We could do what?
That's another thing we could do. We could just play Naruto and fight against one another.
We could, yeah. However, that'd be a shit show for me. I'm not as bad as I say I am.
Hand you to a controller and be like, if you guys can get 5 wins before I can get 15, you win. Also, you guys get to choose my character.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you're good with just about every character.
Yeah, but I'm worse with some people. I mean,
that's fair.
I'm not out here doing the same thing I do with Minato as I do with Sakura. hate the enemies in this world. I
Yeah,
love
they're
the
really
world, I love the
obnoxious.
design of this world, but the enemies are so obnoxious to fight.
They really are. You should really be careful with those grenades.
This is what I want to be using them on. I can dodge the tank and the guys with guns, but these guys are just obnoxious.
Don't they do splash damage?
No. Well, they do to enemies, but not to you.
Oh, okay. So you're just taking damage from them?
Yeah, I was taking damage from mostly the gun guys.
Okay. Yeah, no, we could play some Naruto. We could also take turns playing Naruto online.
That would be a shit show.
It would.
I'm saying that because people online can ultimate combo you where you don't even get the boot.
Hey, look. That'd be some content. One of the best players I've ever met at that game gets his ass kicked without being able to move, bro. That's a whole boatload of content out there.
Fair enough. We could do that.
We could.
We could just take turns during online battles.
Yeah.
You could watch me get my ass kicked.
I'd be down. And yeah, I could watch you get your ass kicked, and you could watch me not even be able to get my ass out there to be kicked.
I don't like how ridiculously overpowered the Rubicon is in this game.
Yeah. It's extremely obnoxious.
Like, even in the other games it wasn't as powerful because some enemies could resist it.
Right.
But even the bosses in this game just get demolished by the Rubicon.
Yeah.
Oh hey, my first actual death.
Nice.
It's only, 3 planets in.
Yeah.
On what's supposed to be the 4th planet.
Yeah. On hard difficulty.
Yeah. I also don't really like the fact that the leveling up is based on damage instead of killing, but it's also always been like that.
Right. That's the kind of thing that they should have definitely changed before the original game released.
Yeah, I'm gonna spoil a bit of the story here, but it's because I really need to talk about something that happened. One of the plot points, specifically the one where nefarious sheepinators direct. I have so many issues with that, simply because they had already spent the time to build up Drek as the villain. And it's not that bad of a plot point to have Nefarious become the main villain of the game, but they shouldn't steal that away from the player in a cutscene.
Right.
It should be you fight Drek and then Nefarious like, surprise, I exist, ready for round 2.
Yeah. Like that. See, because the whole game builds up to you fighting Drek, and then once it's time to fight him, then you don't actually get to fight him.
Yes, and Drek
really
was
annoying.
the actual main villain in the original.
Yeah.
Nefarious didn't even exist until Up Your Arsenal, which is the 3rd game.
Exactly. It just really bothers me.
And it was clearly done to sell more copies of the game, rather than actually do anything for the story. Because even the parts with him, including his boss fight, feel like an afterthought.
Yeah.
His boss fight ends like 10 seconds after it begins, even if you don't have the Rhino.
Yeah.
What is that?
What is what, the Rhino?
No, the,
Oh, what is the boss fight? Okay.
Yeah.
I got you now. I was like,
Also, this is an issue. Sometimes the wrench will just throw upwards at Magus for some reason.
Yeah, I've been noticing that a lot.
So I'll do the 3 hoverboard races real quick.
All 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So you said you're going to try to make it like an hour and 15?
Yeah, an hour 15 to hour and 30.
Alright.
Somewhere in there.
Well, if that's the case, then you should probably, after we get done with, or after you get done with these 3 races.
Yeah, that's what's the plan.
Okay. Because we're about an hour and 5 minutes in.
Yeah. It actually might take a little bit longer, so.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the hoverboard races are definitely one of my favorite parts about this game. Not because like, not because they're so much fun as they are, you know, just I don't know. I don't know how to
There's
explain
something
it.
that breaks the pace of the game while
Right.
still being fun.
Right. And like,
You
they're
get to enjoy the art style in a different way.
yeah, and the maneuverability of the boards is just really fun to play with.
I've been waiting for a game where it allows you to use the hoverboard in not races, but they haven't done that.
Right. Hopefully they'll do that in the new one. That would be amazing.
I doubt it, but maybe
Yeah,
the
let's
one
see.
after that, because I'm sure they've heard many people voice their opinions about the hoverboard, and everyone I've asked seems to enjoy it, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that you just don't like. You can't not like it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a fucking hoverboard.
Yeah, it's like
what's not to like.
It's like Gwent in The Witcher 3. Even if you don't really like The Witcher 3, you like Gwent.
Right.
What Gwent is, because I know you're not familiar, it's
Yeah, I was
a
about to
card.
say.
Yeah, it's essentially a card game that's in the game, except it's also kind of like how to explain this? It's kind of like a miniature war type thing, and it's really cool.
Okay.
I'm ready when you are.
Let's see, silver time.
I actually forget all the controls for that, but like then that's another good thing that it shows you on the left side all the controls.
Yeah.
If you want, I can try the gold race.
I would, but my
Oh wait,
headset
never
is
mind. I was about to
connected.
say, I forgot about your headset being connected. So my brain's a little bit slow.
It's fine. My brain's a lot of it slow, but we make
That's
it.
fair. And that's another fun thing about this, about these mini games, I guess you could say. I mean, they're not really full-on games, you know, like they're mini games, I guess. Is the fact that you feel the sense of speed. And I know this doesn't make much sense, you know, but in a game that's as slow-paced as this one is, it's actually really fun to get that much of a sense of speed from your character.
And that's another issue I kind of have with this game. Like, I do like that, but the game can't seem to decide what its own pacing should be.
Yeah.
Like, even in combat, and I'm throwing at the end here. It's terrible. Fairly well met.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes in combat, you'll feel like you'll want to go like 1,000 miles a second. And sometimes you'll feel like you just want to sort of just sit back and wait. And either one seems to work everywhere just because the game is so easy.
Right. Like there's no sense of difficulty.
Yeah.
No matter what difficulty you actually choose, it's still not that difficult.
Yeah.
And like I said, we are definitely not professional gamers, you know.
Yeah, no.
Like, we don't do this professionally. It's just, you know, we're a couple of...
I probably could, but that I would need to dedicate myself to a game.
Right.
And I don't particularly like the idea of that.
Exactly. We're just a couple of teenage kids that have played video games since we were young. And we enjoy them a lot, therefore we continue to play them.
Yeah.
However, this game, watching anyone play this game, it basically makes you look like you're watching a professional gamer because of the difficulty.
And
that's tough.
It's very tough. That was not my fault. I completely blame the game on that one in particular.
That's a little bit ironic, as we were just talking about the difficulty of the game. It's almost like it hurt us.
Well,
like,
that's another thing. Failure and death in a video game don't equate to difficulty.
Right.
Like, you can die a million times in, like, over the course of a game of, like, Halo. But Halo's not that hard.
No, it's just the type of game, like, you know, you can't live forever.
Yeah.
Because, like, eventually you're going to die. Not because it's hard, but because, you know, you can't heal constantly.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give you guys a bit of an issue I have with the holo cards. I have mixed feelings about them. Because on one hand, they're a really cool idea, it's nice to nod to other games and things like that. But at the same time, some of them just don't give any information, and some of them spoil entire games for you.
Right.
Okay, was that the last one? Did I just do the gold one?
Yes, you did.
Wow, okay.
That actually ended quite a bit faster than I expected it to.
Yeah.
See, this is what we're talking about with the difficulty.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the rest of the planet.
That's fair. We're only like a minute, 10 minutes, or a minute. We're only like an hour and 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I'll give them another 10 or 20 minutes of content. The other section of the planet is a little long.
Yeah. So I think that's what we'll do, is we'll try to always end it at the end of a planet.
Yeah.
Like, just so we have some sort of consistency with the gameplay. That's one thing that a lot of adults, like, not just, you know, like, not adults in general, but older adults as in, like, grandparents, parents, things like that. And I'm not saying every single one, I'm just saying a lot of them. They don't understand about YouTube, is you constantly hear them talking about how it's not a job and all this other stuff, which I somewhat agree. Like, yeah, sure, it's not a...
you shouldn't treat it as a job until it becomes one itself.
Exactly. It's not like a traditional job or anything like that, where you have to, you know, bring in a resume and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't have to fill out an application. However, it does take a lot of work.
It's kind of like art.
Yeah.
In a way. Like, it's not... I wouldn't call being a YouTuber an art. It's much more open than that, I guess you'd say. But I would say that it's like art in the type of job that it is, just that you don't really... Most people don't do art for a specific person, but they can do things for those people.
Right.
And you kind of make your own schedule, rules, all that. It's a very make your own style of work type thing.
And that's the thing, though. That's mostly the reason why a lot of adults, and like I said, I'm not saying every single adult. I'm saying a lot of adults. And when I say adults, I mean like, you know,
yeah.
parents and grandparents, things like that.
Millennials and older.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
No offense to any millennials in here.
Nah. But anyways, no. A lot of them don't understand the fact that it does take a lot of work to actually be a YouTuber and be consistent with your content and just trying to make sure you put out quality content and trying to make sure that everything is, you know, a high enough quality for your viewers, you know, like, because if you're doing YouTube for the money, you'll be able to tell the difference between people like content creators who are doing it for the money and content creators who are doing it because it's a passion.
Yeah.
Because of the quality difference alone.
And the content they choose to do, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I will do popular content specifically just to get my content out there, try and get more people interested.
Right. Simply because you have a passion for it.
Yeah.
You know, like...
And I lost this round of this chase scene.
Yep.
Just because I didn't have the helipack. Which I might actually need it to do this. I'll do this faster though.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the problem was the fact that you ran into the little slime dudes, little fucking Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Do you actually know their names?
I do not know.
They're called Amoeboids.
Amoeboids. Of course that's their name. Jess over here speedrunning this shit.
Well, when you don't have the helipack.
That's fair.
The water is rising.
Oh, that fucked you up. Big time.
Okay, just swim from here and die.
Yeah, you might die.
Yeah.
You could have definitely done it, however, that one Amoeboid fucked you up.
Yeah, I got so close there.
Yeah, I think you can do it this time. Just literally none of the other ones gave you any trouble. It was just that one.
Yeah.
We should run now.
If I had the helipack, I would have so much extra time.
Yeah.
That one almost fucked me up.
Yeah.
The water is rising.
Hey, come find me when you want to upgrade a weapon.
You might be able to. I'm not sure.
This one's gonna be very, very close.
If you even do make it. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Very close.
Yeah, so no, I don't think it's actually possible without it.
I'll give it one more shot.
Okay.
If not, then I'll end here, and next time I'll end back at the ship, and next time we'll do Kerwan, and we'll get the helipack, and we'll do it that way.
Sounds good.
The water is rising.
Okay, so it can be done, because I messed up the one and had to climb up the first time. You just have to do it absolutely perfectly.
Yeah. And it's also, like, extremely tedious.
Yeah. Oh, I can't go back to the ship.
Oh, well.
Well, I guess we're finishing this then. One way or another.
I guess so.
believe. We should run now.
Yeah, so...
I'm just trying something different.
Yeah, no, that isn't what I was going to talk about. I was actually going to say that the comment that Ratchet made right there was kind of accurate. He said, oh boy. Yeah. Quite accurate to the situation.
Oh yeah. I'm actually not sure if jumping is faster than regular walking.
I'm not sure either. I mean, it seems like it is.
The water is rising.
Oh. Oh, that right there gets you every time.
The water makes me nervous.
Yeah. Hey, there it is.
I got it.
So yeah, that route that you took was definitely easier and faster. We did figure out that it can be done, however. So that's good. You almost drowned.
Yeah. But a life of almost is a life of never.
Damn. That's fucking wise.
I don't remember what I took that from. I took it from something.
That's fair.
This place looks like bad news. Better keep our eyes peeled, Clank.
I will be doing all of the trespasser puzzles, just in case someone actually needs those for their trophy.
Right. Yeah, let's get cutscene for consistency purposes.
I might keep some of the ones where he's getting an item, just because it's him getting an item, but the talking ones are... Yeah. It's not like anyone actually needs me to do this one particularly, but, you know.
Yeah. Just in case.
It's 10 seconds.
Back to the ship we go.
Yep. I'll stream once we get there, and you guys might get another one from me either tonight or tomorrow. Who knows?
We'll find out.
Find out next time on a day in my life. On that note, we will be ending the stream. Thank you all for watching, and I'll hopefully see you next time.
Yeah?
I might be asking a bit much, though.
You may be. Take care, everybody.
Yeah. Whoops. I'm a failure, and I know it.